Hey, net builders, thanks again for joining us for another episode. And we have the most amazing guest today. We have Gayle Martz, the founder and former CEO of Sherpa Bag. And if you don't know what a Sherpa Bag is, oh, you are missing out on so much. But the knowledge and value that you are going to get from this lady today is invaluable. So she started off as a flight attendant, and she was traveling, and her dog, she wanted to be able to travel with him, so she became a huge advocate for animals being able to travel and travel and be able to be with their owners or companions, best friends, whenever they left. So if you have your puppy on a plane with you today, this is the lady that you should be thanking. So with her advocacy and her passion for her pet is what later became the creation, or the route that led into the creation of the Sherpa Bag. So I will leave the floor to you, Gayle, and please say hi to our audience today.
Hey, great. It's great to be with you, RJ. Thank you so much. Greetings, everyone, and tune in. Stay tuned with us because it's all about people and people that love their pets. And it could be a cat, it could be a dog, it could be a bird, it could be whatever it is. But I created the first soft-sided pet carrier in the world and then changed the policy on all the major airlines so pets could go in the passenger cabin. That's only a dog and a cat now. It was originally birds, but once we had the avian flu, birds, they just want to be in their cage and be at home and be happy. They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. They have enough of flying anyway.
Going anywhere else. They know how to fly. So it's
exactly. That is so amazing. So I want to go right into asking questions. I really want to pick your brain, and I'm sure the audience, they're going to get so much value from your answers here. So your beginnings from your bio that I read were so humble, unemployed at the time. Explain what was going on.
Well, it really started with, I had Sherpa the dog, who was a Lhasa Apso, came first. And then when we started out, things change in life, just like things changed yesterday, and here we are today. And you have to always know the one constant is life, in life, is change. So Sherpa the dog was with me. And I knew the story of people that loved their animals so much and they wanted to have them with them. It's part of the family. And when you're going somewhere, back 33 years ago, it was mainly by airplane. Mm-hmm. Now with the current state of affairs, we have by car, by RV, just walking out wherever you're going. But I created the original Sherpa bag, and it's a bag that is soft, ventilated, comfortable. It's that den environment that the animals, cats, dogs love. That's how they're born, raised from centuries, millions of years ago, that den environment. So it goes back to that. So I created the Sherpa bag, the original, and created a whole market where people would be able to take their pets wherever they went. And in order to do that, I had to change the policy on the airlines. Mm-hmm. So that was really a lot at the time. I didn't know who to go to, but I started with let's see if there's any organizations. Look at the different organizations. But first, before you do any product, you must do your market research, because there can be a product that's already created. It's a global marketplace. So the products are all over the world. And if anything is over in China, or somebody here has made something and then it gets over there or wherever else it could be. You want to make sure there is nothing else what you are going to be doing. Or as they say, build a better mousetrap.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I became the alternative to the hard plastic carrier, because that was what has been in since 1950 was the hard plastic carrier.
The ones with the crates on the grates on the side.
Yes, absolutely. And it's hard and it's plastic, or, you know, they have the wooden ones that are made for the, you know, for the people that can spend the money on the fabulous wooden ones. You'll see those at the shows. Well, actually, that's another thing. We all must change. So because of what took place during this last pandemic period we've been involved in, we've learned a lot, we've grown a lot, we've worked together, and you had time to do something fabulous with what are, you know, something that can help someone. What is a service that you could do? It doesn't have to be a product, because we want to appeal to your audience. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a product. You could provide a service that is really necessary in the world. But in my case, what was really necessary was the Sherpa bag that was named after my Lhasa Apso Sherpa, which was a small dog. And she was the best model, the best business partner, the best, you know, loving companion. And that's how the business started. I came up with a great idea, and that means absolutely nothing. So you have to lay a foundation that is a very strong foundation. An idea, everybody has ideas every day. So I did the first Sherpa bag. Yes. So I always, I am a photographer, so I would take photographs and I had to show people. It's very good because the picture is worth 1,000 words. I don't know if you can see this one.
I'm gonna actually maximize the screen so everyone can see what you're showing there. Okay, you tilt it to the side a little, it's a little blurry. I think we're good there. Okay.
Well, I'm showing at that time 2 pets underneath the seat in front of you. And it was after I had changed the policy with the airlines. It's 1 pet per person. So I had 2 pets. So I had someone traveling with me. So both pets would be going. And I went from show to show to show all over the world. So I would be with my main business companions, the dogs. Sherpa first. Sherpa was there for 10 years by herself. And then I suggest to everyone, when the dog is, you know, dogs and cats live longer than dogs, but they become an integral part of your life. They're your companions, they're loyal, they're loving, and it's everything that we need in the world today. But it's, you know, if it's 10 years old, as Sherpa was, well, then I brought in another companion for Sherpa and for me. And then you start training. And training is why we're listening to the podcast and things that you're doing, because it helps people. You don't know everything. Okay, yes, you could go online. Now there's social media.
Mm-hmm.
There's social media everywhere. But back then,
Yeah, the library.
Yes, that I had to go to the library. That's what I had to do, go to the library, because the library didn't come to you. So everything is on social media, and it's a huge platform. And as I listened to each one of your shows, there's something so valuable to learn from that. And one thing that was very important, I think that I'm going to also pass that on as well. When you are starting a business or building a business, there's other challenges, trials, tribulations that come in all the time. You can count on that.
And I actually wanted to ask you about that, because what you did was revolutionary. It was one of the biggest changes to modern day society. So I can only imagine that the level of resistance that you got had to be at times overwhelming. I wanted to ask you, how did you deal with that? You know, some people hit a roadblock, a small minor roadblock. Oh, the bank said no and dropped their entire business plan. Everything's out the window. You went against an entire industry.
Yes, I had to do that. And I had, it's called all the trials, tribulations, and challenges, and you will get them. And you have to be prepared for them. And how can you be prepared when you don't even know what you're doing, right? Okay, but now we're in a different world, so we've progressed. But when I came up with a great idea, remember, a great idea means nothing. So lay a foundation. And the foundation that I did, I'm a professional photographer. So I think the picture is worth the 1,000 words. And I would photograph the very first Sherpa bag I did. I created the Sherpa bag in Korea because you couldn't have done it in the United States. It would have been cost prohibitive. And China was not opened at the time. And having been a world traveler, I knew all the different things about the world as well. So do your research. You really must do it. And it's so much easier now because just Google Safari. Every single thing is online. And if it isn't online, I can't imagine where it could be.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's all there. It's so interesting. So if you, let's just say you Google Gayle Martz. Oh, there's going to be so much history that's there. So many things that has been done, so many mistakes that I've made, all the different things. It's all up there, you know, but it didn't start in '88 because we didn't have those things at that time. And now we do. So when you have the tools necessary to know that first, I have a great idea, and then do all of your research in the marketplace, the global marketplace. And then again, it just doesn't have to be a product. A service is very, very necessary. It's so important. There's so many services that are needed because, you know, as we age and different things happen, and it's like, well, what is something that we could do to help make things better? I say for people and their pets and the planet. So that comes down to the greater good, which is an organization that I've worked with as well. And that is the greater good: people, pets, the planet. So we have the three things to keep working on.
Definitely, definitely. So let's talk about in the bag.
Oh, it's in the bag. That is great. Okay, it's in the bag. I had to do a book because I could keep, you know, going on and on. It's great to be with you. But this way people can purchase on Amazon. It's in the bag. Now, this is where you think, oh, okay, well, I think this deal is in the bag. I had so many deals that were totally in the bag. And then the real story is the story of Sherpa, and it's in the bag. And that was the story of Sherpa. But I was at the veterinarian yesterday and picking up some medicine for the dogs. You don't get to go in anymore, but you wait in your car. And then the woman comes out to the car, and then she says, "It's in the bag." And I said, "Oh, that is so great. That is the name of my new book." So I passed it out to everyone to give to everyone at the office, because you're veterinarians, you know, look at your marketplace. Who was important in mine? Veterinarians, groomers, pet stores, catalogs were big then, but we have online now. So it's a whole other world we're working with that makes it much, much easier.
Yeah, it does. It does. And the plethora of information and the easy access to it, it sometimes frustrates me. I have I have three girls.
Oh, yes, 3. That's right.
My oldest is 12. and
Yeah,
she will ask me questions all the time, especially with school. And I'm like, sweetheart, when I wanted to learn this as a kid, I had to go to the library and do these crazy things called book reports. You
oh yeah, righto.
Yeah, you're sitting there with a book open, reading, and on the other end, you're writing a bunch of notes. So then
Yeah,
you compile and make a book report. I'm like, sweetheart, you can ask Google. Exactly. Exactly. You can ask Alexa, you can ask Siri, you can ask any one of them a question, and it will give you your entire book report in its entirety. And it frustrates me when I talk to some people that have an idea or they want to move into an idea or something, and their answer is always, well, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, what is there not to know? You can go on YouTube, the second largest search engine in the world, and I'm not even sure why people go to college anymore, because you can learn everything off of there.
it's so true. Well, not, they go to college for a reason. And
Yeah.
oh, no, that's, but it's true because I am, before I go to bed at night, I always just YouTube these other things that I like. It's global. I get things from all over the world, and YouTube is a great way. I mean, there's all of the different platforms that we have that we can use now. So think of what I always say to people is, do what you love. And if you do what you love, the money will come.
Mhm.
The money is never why you do something. It's like you have an idea. There needs to be a solution. So it's also the solution based, which mine was a solution. We needed in the world, all over the world, a soft-sided pet carrier. But then I had to change the policy on the airlines. So one by one, by one, by one, I would do that. And then I would write during this whole time to keep educating. You have to really educate and inspire, motivate your customers. And really the photos really helped as well. Being a photographer, that was I was so blessed that I could do that. So I could show Sherpa the dog in the first original Sherpa bag. And I ordered 1,200 pieces of the original Sherpa bag. Okay, now what do I do next? No, but you have to do it, and you have to begin. But just do what you love. I believe in that, and then follow through with all of the work, because it's night and day, it's forever, and it is what you love, and it is making a difference in the world. So it's very important and valuable.
Definitely, definitely. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. So
That's
what
why
is,
you're doing what you're doing.
huh?
That's why you are doing what you're doing and sharing with other people to learn. So that the other one I had listened to regarding SCORE. Now, I didn't know, I had, believe me, there will be big challenges. One time, people said to me, why didn't you tell us it would be so hard? And I said, it gets harder, but you develop the tools. And that's what's the most important, are the tools to help you. And the people that are involved with you, your professional team. I didn't have anybody in the beginning, but I did have the most important person to me. I had my mother. And that was the one who totally believed in me, supported me with emotional, you need that emotional support. And plus, she was keeping my financial house in order, which is so very, very important. I wanted to just show you how long ago it was. Connie, my mother, we used to have, it's called a ledger. Now, from the bookkeeping standpoint. So I would be taught, okay, well, here you begin here, your style numbers, then your quantities, then the stores, and everything. This is an invaluable piece of history that That's how I started. And then she would teach me. And then, then I began to sell the product. I lived in New York City at the time. And I had the top stores I would sell the product to. How many pieces exactly? What was the total cost? What was the expense to do whatever I did? So it's really important that you keep your financial house totally in order.
Definitely.
Just even go online. They have everything to help you do that now. With
Oh, yeah.
it's all over the place.
It's like you have programs like Quicken and stuff like that. But now you don't even have to do that. You have like Squarespace or Stripe or anything like that. And when you sell online, it automatically does all of the accounting for you. Your accounts payable, accounts receivable, let you know what your profit margin is. It's like,
it's unlimited now. So from when I began with the first officially approved soft-sided pet carrier, and then of course I did all the other products and I did the things and I would do presentations and I would speak to, let's say, well, each airline individually. You go in and I had to deal with each airline. I had to go into, let's say, Petco, which was my first major superstore. PetSmart. These are, at the time, that was like, here we are 33 years later. Well, the Sherpa bag is still there.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's definitely still there. You can go online, you just type in Sherpa bag, and you have the entire line up there. It's beautiful.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So it's in the bag. Really, I had to write it because it's part memoir, but it's really, what do you do when you don't know what you're doing? And then the different stories that go about how I built the business and things that happen. And I think people have told me it inspires, it's motivated, it's interesting. So I just listen and I keep, percolating and thinking and I'm always working on what I can do for the animals and the people. So that's really been my life.
Outstanding. So what is Gayle Martz up to these days?
Well, talking with you, which is great. So now when you come out with a book, you better get ready to do the public relations and the marketing and the television. And I did so many television shows and so many, then we had magazines, then we had catalogs. And what I'm doing now is a continual education and awareness. And I'm always right there helping other people. When I have a show that, all the shows were canceled. So everybody couldn't go to any of the product shows, promotional product shows, pet product shows, gift shows, but choose the market that you want to be in and check the market to make sure there is a void and come up with a solution.
Definitely. And that's honestly, when it comes down to it, that's what an entrepreneur is. Person that sees a problem, comes up with a solution.
Yes, and then somebody's going to copy it. Just know that. So you must have I have always, after I had started, I had to take care of everything myself with my mother, which was great, and my fabulous friends. They all helped me. It was wonderful. And so then, the other show, there's that show, your show is great, Shark Tank is great. Watch those shows. You're going to learn a lot by watching, right? And it's all, and be doing something else. You could be riding the bike while you're having the TV on. You don't have to be sitting there, just lazing around, because you don't have time for that.
No, you don't. And that's one thing. I preach it all the time. I feel like I beat a dead horse with it. But time and money, they go hand in hand. But time is money comes and goes. Time, you can never be in the same spot again. It's 1:27 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will never be in this moment again. So
really,
it counts.
Maximize every second. So I love when you gave us how many 1,440 minutes. Now you break that down. No, but it's very important, and you must prioritize at all times. And then you make a commitment, and then you persevere.
Yes.
Totally, constantly.
Yes. Oh man. Well, so where can we get your book?
Oh, It's in the Bag is on Amazon. So Amazon is like where you go to get it, and then you could download it. I think everybody has Kindle or they have Amazon. Just open the computer, open your iPhone, open whatever you have, because we all have our tools that really help us to be the most efficient. But like you said on one of the other programs, you're hanging out with your iPhone all the time and you're not paying attention to this and doing that. So you must prioritize your time and use it to the best advantage to really build your dream and make your dream come true. I believe in miracles. So I think
Definitely. Oh man, yeah, definitely. So can you let the viewers know where they can find you at?
online, you can go online to Gayle, GayleMartz.com.
Perfect. Outstanding. Thank you, Gail. We're about out of time today, but thank you so much for being on the show. It is such a pleasure and an honor to be able to speak with you today. And I know that our audience got so much value. Thank you so much for being here today.
You, RJ. I'm going to bring lots of people into you because everybody needs what you do. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. And thank you, Net Builders. And we'll see you on the next episode. And you guys have a great one. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.